Yeah, it was all about the walk-on. There was a girl dressed as Lois as a walk-on. I had to punch a chicken walking onto the stage.
Now I think they're more of the headphones in and listen to music and so on. So now it's just easy, just take their headphones out and keep giving them crap anyway, you know.
Just take the little headphones out.
And I'm a kisser, so I give people hugs and kisses all the time. Anyway, it was Prince Harry.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of The Checkout, a 4-part content series brought to you by AK Bets, where we talk all about the Premier League and plenty more as well. Alongside me, former world champion Stephen Bunting.
Hello.
Refereeing legend Russ Bray.
Hi.
And back-to-back world champ Adi Lewis. You all right?
Hello. Yeah, all good, thank you.
Yeah, all good?
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to this one.
Are you? I am as
very
well.
much so.
This
This is
the
going to be a
episode.
goodie, isn't it?
Me, not so much.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to delve in to everything that goes on backstage. We want to know all of the kind of backstage stories, some of the secrets, some of the stuff you guys haven't spoken about yet. Any stories spring to mind that you can kind of let us in on?
Yeah, divorce at the minute. Nothing
that personal, okay?
Sorry.
I'd say probably when I first come on to the Family Guy sort of thing, and the resemblance, there was a slight resemblance.
Just a very slight one.
Yeah, I got a phone call, and literally the guy who rang up, he wanted me to change my walk on. I went down to meet him in London. He wanted me to change my nickname at first, which I wasn't ready to do because it was a bad nickname. So
wait, hold on. What was the nickname? Can you say it?
I can't say it,
Right.
no. But I don't think I'd have got away with it, to be fair. And I don't think...
Rude?
No, it's not rude. Well, no, it's not rude. It's not rude. But I won't say it. But
Something to do with Peter's chin.
no.
Oh,
But yeah, no. So literally, I went down to London. I sat down, went to a casino, and he sort of got me thinking, yeah, you should come on to Peter Griffin and the walk on. The bird is the word. And then when I did it, I qualified for the Premier League. And yeah, it was all about the walk on. There was a girl dressed as Lois as a walk on. I had to punch a chicken walking onto the stage. And yeah, it took away from my darts, to be honest, but it was fun while
Is that
it
what you
lasted.
felt like?
Yeah. I thought it was very, very nervous, to be honest, walking on and punching chickens instead of just playing
Why
darts.
was the chicken? What was going on there?
I think there's an episode in Family Guy where there's a fight with a big giant chicken. So just to walk down, I don't think anyone knew what was going on. There's this big yellow
Like,
chicken.
what's he doing? Yeah.
This big yellow chicken at the end of the walk on, and it's got its fists up. But yeah, I'm sure if you look on YouTube, you'll find the
Yeah,
clip.
that's what we're all going to do after, isn't it? Yeah. Well, no, I'm not that. We don't condone that. You've been in and around darts for so long. You must have seen and heard a lot of things.
yeah, you do. It's quite funny. One really comes to mind was in Vegas doing the Las Vegas Desert Classic, and Dennis Ovens from Hertfordshire. Dennis was actually a fabulous dart player on the floor. A little bit dodgy on the stage, but I mean he was playing Phil Taylor. Now Dennis turned out and says, "I'll keep out of his way. I'll not get involved with Phil because Phil was pretty good with mind games." He said, "I'll stay right. I'll practice on the board up here. Phil comes and follows me." He said, "I'll go to another ball," which is exactly what he done. And everything up there, so we got on the stage. And I practice dart seats. It's the best of 3 sets when we get up there. Hadn't interacted with Phil whatsoever. Dennis won the ball. So he's going to throw first in the very first leg. Right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First set, first leg. Dennis to throw first, game on. He said, Phil walked up behind him, who's got him. Good luck, son. Hope you have a good one. Like that, bang, lost 3-0, 9-0.
King of mind games.
Total, mind games. And just how, some people can
Get
different
affected.
people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that gives us a bit of an insight. What's it like when you're kind of in the practice room before going out on a big stage, and obviously your opponent's just by you practicing? It's a weird sort of dynamic.
It's different now. I mean, before when I was playing Premier League, everybody's having a chit chat, a lot of banter. Everybody's ripping into each other like there's no tomorrow. Now I think they're more of the headphones in and listen to music and so on. So now it's just easy, just take their headphones out and keep giving them crap anyway.
Just take the little headphones out. Is that what it's like nowadays?
Yeah, no, I always put my headphones in. Sometimes I've not even got them on and I still listen to what's going on.
So as in you don't have any music coming through?
Just literally listening and seeing what people are saying.
Oh God, there's loads.
Just a bit sneaky, but like if you can get an extra % of listening to some negative stuff from other players, it can sort of help you as well.
As in how they're feeling about their game and
of
stuff.
course. I think Phil was a massive example because Phil used to be in the practice room and you could stay away from him, but you'd know he'd be there. He'd be singing or whistling, or he'd do something that
you'd know,
flick your mind to, you'd know he was in that room.
Yeah. That's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Anyone else that's like that?
Bristow was in the day.
Yeah, I think probably Phil.
Everyone who used to walk. Bristow used to walk in. Eric Bristow used to walk into the players' room. So right, okay, lads, who's playing for second place then?
Yeah.
And that'd be it. And everyone was playing for second place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they kind of knew it.
Well, yeah, exactly. He'd already got in their heads, you know. Which is a great concept to have if you've got that in your game. You can, you're 1 leg, 2 legs up already.
The thing, as you see, you've got to be able to back it up if you're willing to say something like that. You've got to be able to back it up.
In here saying it.
Like we was on about before as well. Michael Van Geren's interview after he lost to Luke. I'll get him. So that's automatically gonna. Luke will be thinking, I'm gonna have to be on my guard next time I play.
Yeah. Is there anyone like that now who comes into the practice room? Like, does Van Gogh still hold a little bit of that when he turns up?
I mean, it's Gazzy comes in with them big earmuffs on, obviously.
I think he's left them at home now. Yeah, anyone that still is it very much where you sort of you stick to the guys that you're friends with?
Yeah, basically. So if I'm playing like one of my close friends, I'll practice with them, even if we're playing. We'll be on the board, we'll have a laugh together. I think last year I was practicing with Nathan Aspinall and I ended up playing him in the Masters and beating him. Yeah. He didn't practice with me again. This year, I'm practicing with Ross Smith. I've got Ross Smith in the Masters, so he's probably not going to speak to me again. So yeah, it's just all fun, to be honest.
So you're really making lots of friends.
I'm losing a lot.
But Adi, was that the same for you, where you'd hang around in certain kind of groups?
I'll just talk to any bugger me. I was one of them ones. I just go around chatting to anybody who'll listen, really.
If you have to give them a couple of the kids.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But like you say, it's good because sometimes when you're there, you get a bit bored and you're just throwing at the board, and you've got 3 hours waiting until your game. You're just getting your arm loosened up. Sometimes it's good just to have a crack with the lads, and obviously it just makes you a bit more relaxed as well, doesn't it? And playing games, like playing finishing or whatever, it's good.
Some of the practice rooms are different as well. So the Wales, you've got 2 sides. You've got a side with 3 boards and the other side with 3 boards. Right. So you can be on a separate side of your opponent and not really mingle with them.
It's all
you don't see them until you
top.
You don't really see them.
Is that helpful?
I think so, yeah. Obviously, the further on the tournament you go, you don't really want to speak to anybody. Everyone then becomes your enemy because you are fighting for that one title. Yeah. You can see at the start of the tournament, it's all pretty much jovial. Everyone's having a laugh, and then towards the business end, should I say, it gets serious then.
Yeah. Obviously, when you're at certain events, all the players stay most of the time stay in the same hotel. What's it like there in terms of you go to breakfast with people you're friends with, you stick to your manager, or even in the evenings if you're not playing that night, you have a drink together, have dinner together? Yeah,
so like I said, we've all got our own circle of friends. I have my management, I have my family close to me. For the Wales, for example, we all stay in the same hotel. There's only a certain few who will stay off site or book a house for the week. But yeah, you're always in and around the players. You always say hello. It was nice to Wales this year because the hotel we stayed in was the Arsenal football team hotel as well. So my lad was mad to get all the pictures with the Arsenal team, even though he's a big Liverpool fan. So yeah, it was really good, to be honest.
Yeah. Adi, what about you in terms of when you're kind of away from home and the days when you were travelling around and spending time at hotels? Would you spend a lot of time with the players that you were friends with?
Yeah, but sometimes, I mean, a lot of time, to be honest, I'd rather just have a little wander around, have a little walk around, see what's around where the hotel is. And then you obviously say hi here. The internet's too bad.
But I mean, you travel all over the world, literally. Like, you've got trips to Japan, Philippines, all sorts coming up. You must see a lot of the world as well.
I do. I'm really, really lucky because I do the Asian tour, so there's not too many Asian countries I haven't been to, and obviously doing the World Series as well, so there's not a lot of countries there throughout the world I haven't been to. But me mainly, when I go to the Asian tour, I travel on my own. So it's when I'm out there, I mean, obviously I see lots of Steve, Adi and that when we've been out there. We've gone out to meals and chats and drinks and all the rest of it. So I'm pretty lucky I'll get the best of all the worlds. I'll get to see all the boys at some point. have a natter and a chatter, and you know, sort of that whiles my day away, so to speak.
When it's more sort of Pro Tour and Euro Tour stuff, can it be a little bit lonely where you're kind of constantly travelling from one thing to the next, or do you feel like it's an individual sport, but actually you're sort of a collective?
Yeah, I think it can be lonely, but I think obviously the darts world that we're in, I think it's a family. As obviously when we're away and we're on the tour, you see everyone. All your friends are in that room. Whether you win or lose, you can go out for a night out with your friends or go and have some food. So, it's proper family orientated, I would say, and it is a close group.
Definitely.
Most of us
It basically is your second family, because as soon as you're away, obviously, like when you're playing 5 or 6 days a week, you know, it just becomes, like I say.
Well, you get to know the wives, girlfriends, the kids. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, even from my perspective, you know, Adrian and his wife and Bunting and that, you know, and you do get that camaraderie type thing, don't you? Especially when there's no darts on that particular day, or it's not until the evening, like you say, breakfast time, they sat down and having a natter and chatter, and it's lovely. I think it's great, you know, and that's when, you know, if there has been an upset, you know, it's then you know, if there've been a few words, then in all honesty, that goes by the way once it comes over.
Because you're like the voice of reason.
But
You try to be.
have you fallen out with anyone, sort of, as in like you've had a bit of a kind of dispute on stage and then you've had to kind of recover that off stage?
No, not really. I mean, what you've got to realise is the two guys up there are playing for their dinner. They're playing for the wages, they're playing for their work. So you've got a lot of testosterone going on, a lot of hormones running around, a lot of tension, and a lot of everything else, nervous energy, and a whole lot of things. So at the end of the day, when they get up there and they play each other, sometimes, as in this world, you know, two people don't even like each other. They might not like each other. It's just a conflict of how they are. Yeah. That is normal human nature. But if you've got that, then you're now competing against each other. So sometimes it can get a little bit... If I can honestly say, if anything, it will be verbal. There's never been fisticuffs or anything, nothing like that. There's been a few odd words that are said, and it is such a rarity. It's such a rarity, and I'll really maintain it. It's such a rarity that you have that happen. You might have someone just shake their hand, walk off because they don't want to talk or they've just lost. Trust me, 15, 20 minutes later, they're sat in the back room, they've calmed down, they've now sorting themselves out, and they come up and talk, chat, and all the rest of it. So that's basic. And I've been with Adrian, a couple of times actually.
More than once,
Bless him. I mean, we had it. One of the first ones that would come to the fore was you and me.
Yeah, me and Pete.
But you actually left the stage then, didn't you?
He did.
I did, yeah.
He did. But you actually see Peter Manley standing behind Adi saying, "You're having it, Lewis. You're having it, Adi, wasn't it?" Yeah. And he's looked at me. He's gone and walked off. Right. World Championship. World Championship. Everyone's
like, what's going on? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I never apologise for that. I'm sorry for leaving you there.
Oh, come on.
But what was that whole situation like?
I mean, it was my first World Championships. It was my first time, you know, there. Just quarterfinals night, and obviously the stakes were high. And it was just, I knew what he was going to be like anyway. Obviously, from speaking to him, you know, all the other times I've met him, and I thought he's going to be ordeal with you. So I'd already had that in my mind. And obviously, as the game started approaching closer, and he started saying stuff, and I was like, oh no, here we go. But as soon as he got on the stage, he was carrying on and talking and things. So. And
that just really got under your skin.
Yes. Yeah, because like you say, you try and focus, and it's just like you got him chatting, waffling you.
Even though you anticipated it, you still like. But you've had even think about you and Go and Price. Go and Price obviously has had a few sort of bust ups with other people, but Peter Wright as well in more recent years, maybe.
Yeah, I think obviously the one that stands out to me on that front was Jose Justica. I think when I got a free grand final for that, but to be honest, it was my fault.
Well, explain.
It was so. This is what happened. It was my fault, and I hold my hands up and say it was my fault. But I was going out where the bar was in Wigan. You had like the back bar where you go out for go to toilets and that. And I heard him talking to the boss. I thought, I want this and that now. And I thought, who the hell is that guy? Never seen him before in my life. And he hasn't come back. Sat down. Keith Bisbee, the tournament director at the time, come up and said, "Hey," he says, "you're playing Jose Justicika on the stream." And I said, "Who's that?" So he looks and he's pointed. I thought, I bet I am. So I literally then at that point I'd already lost the plot, and obviously things escalated from there. And like I say, it was completely my fault for taking it out to.
But it's hard to, once someone has got under your skin like that, it's very hard to.
I hate bad manners like that. I hate it. Like when you're talking to people like that, I think, right.
I mean, you seem like you sort of get on with everyone up on that stage.
Yeah, I try to. Obviously, there's been occasions in the past where it's not gone like that, but 9 times out of 10, I think, I try to portray myself as a nice guy, and I've not had that many bust-ups, thankfully. Yeah. I'll leave it all to Adi.
Yeah.
What about Gessie? Bring him into it.
Well, like any big family, extended family, you've had your ups and downs by the sounds of things. Do you sometimes see the crowd as a bit of an extended family? Because you were saying earlier about how you notice individual kind of voices in the crowd.
Yeah, I think it's very important as well to have that connection with the crowd. Obviously, when things aren't going right, you need that bit of inspiration. There's only us up on that stage, you can do anything about it. And the crowd sort of lifts you up when you're feeling down and stuff. So I think, without the crowd, it'd be a boring place to play darts, to be fair. So with having them, even in times of badness.
Yeah, like I say, it's a lonely place up there sometimes.
The COVID times, going back to the COVID times as well, when there was no crowd.
No.
It was just the pumped atmosphere into the crowd.
Yeah,
it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Terrible.
The PDC did the best with it, obviously, but it was difficult. Yeah.
You must have had some crazy fans following you, especially when you were at your sort of like peak. Those sort of 2011, 2012, when you were picking up world titles.
Yeah, I think, like I say, I do think they can influence a game. I do. I think they can get that much engrossed in what's going on around you. They can influence you. Like you say, sometimes if you're a bit, if you're practicing beforehand, you're not playing so well, and you're dreading going on there. But as soon as you get on there, and they give you that extra lift.
Yeah. You had Prince Harry watching you once.
I did have Prince Harry watching me once.
What was that like? Did you even know he was there?
Right, so it was the semi-finals. I beat Mark Webster in the semi-finals, and as I've come up the back of the stairs, somebody just ran over to me. And it's quite dark as you go through. So you've just gone through the kit, and obviously all the bright lights have just been on the stage. Come off, quite dark, someone's through the arm, I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'm a kisser, so I give people hugs and kisses all the time. Anyway, it was Prince Harry. So security looked at me, I thought, oh no.
He did hug you first, though.
He brought it on. I kissed the prince and turned into a frog.
Can you beat that? You can't beat that, can you? Having the Prince watch.
No, definitely not. And I didn't even call the game, so I mean, he wasn't even watching me. So, no, there you go.
You were saying when we were chatting kind of backstage earlier that you always hear your son's voice. Even that there could be 2,000-3,000 people there, but weirdly you can kind of hone in and hear what he's saying to you.
Yeah, I mean, I always speak to him before the game, and I always say, make sure you shout as loud as you can. But no matter how many people are in that crowd, I can always pick his voice up.
How old is Toby? Just so people listening know.
He's 11, and obviously when I look back and when you look back and you see him, because obviously for the outsider looking in, your family and your supporters have the little place to the back of the stage. So they obviously when you're on the stage, you look over, you can see your family, and I just see his big bright beaming smile when I'm winning, and there's no better feeling in the world for me than producing my best in front of him.
What's that like when you look towards, when you're playing, it could be in a World Championship final, and you're playing and you look towards your people?
When you've got experience, I think you always see him, I don't know about you, but I always see him look at the same place all the time. It's obviously where you found me off of, reassurance kind of thing. I think that just keeps you a bit more settled.
Yeah.
It's more of a comfort thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know that they're watching you, and it does spur you on. There's other
like
times
you can't
when,
hear them, can't you? It's a strange thing.
There's on the flip side of that, when things aren't going bad and you look over and they've got the heads in the hands. So then you're like, oh, don't look over there, just keep trying to do what you...
That's it. Somebody's got set doors, you're thinking, don't look over there now, you like have one eye.
The guys talking there about their family being there, and obviously it's very different for you being up on that stage, but I know that the World Championship just gone was a special one for you because that was, you know, your last ever World Championship final, and you had a lot of your family there kind of supporting you in a way.
I did, which is lovely, you know. It's these guys are actually performing and doing their thing, so they're walking back and they see this all the time. Obviously, I'm standing there looking at the dartboard. So the only time I see them is when you got a break, we walk off and I look down and I wave and you know, they're holding cards up and things like that, which is lovely. It's a great feel, and if your family are there and watching you doing what you do, you know, certainly with these guys, it's a lovely film. It's a great film, you know. And
we were saying about the fans kind of being behind certain people, and, you know, sometimes a player could have the fans behind them, sometimes not. You've always got the fans behind you. Wherever we go, people want to talk to you.
Sometimes. Sometimes I haven't.
But everyone always wants to talk to you. You must get stopped in the street, people saying, Russ, like, call 180 for me.
Do you know what? It's... Seriously, if I was to have £1, and it's an old saying, for every time someone asked me to do a 180, I'd be living in the Seychelles right now.
I wouldn't be here.
Exactly, I would be in the Seychelles right now. It's what people know me for, called in the 180, so it's something that oh mate, do it in the phone for me, do us a video of this, do us that, you know. So.
And you always oblige, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Nice guy.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. You appreciate the people that, you know, come and support you over the years, you know, and they're the ones that, I mean, I've ringed this for 27 years. No, you know, hold on another couple.
Damn right, mate. Damn right.
Just picking up on some of those incidences on the stage that we've spoken about, how do you kind of get back from that? How do you de-stress after when you've just come off the stage and you've fallen out with someone? What happens from there?
I mean, like you say, I've said before, we all are family, so it does hurt you. You know, you don't want to be falling out with everybody. Well, not everybody, but the odd person. And I think the thing what you just have to do is just like, listen, if it wasn't my fault, I'll say, right, I'll wait for an apology. And sometimes it comes and sometimes it doesn't come, but you always make friends after. You always say, like, listen, you know, let it go now. And we'll move on to the next thing. Has everyone always been accommodating with that? You know, the other person. Do you know what? They have really, yeah. It's because they were at Falls.
That's what I say. It very rarely carries on, does it? You know, because you're travelling all the time, you're in each other's.
It looks a lot worse. I mean, obviously, a lot of the time now, you're having a conversation, you're chatting, and you're like, even when me and Price were in thingy, we were mouthing off at each other, but nothing was ever going to come of it. And then it makes it look worse when security come running on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, lay up. I think it's because no one knows what's going on, so even the commentators are trying to sort of almost guess what's being said or what. So everyone's trying to kind of watching me like, what's happening here? There's a big commotion, and it's never going to come to blows, never.
I've been doing this a long time. I've never ever seen it.
Well, the Price Anderson sort of Grand Slam final, because they actually sort of like touched, didn't they? So that's why people thought.
Goodness me, Jesus! I mean, at the end of the day. Come on, I mean, it was not. It was less than. It was less than that, you know. I mean, and they're not. And again, media will make sensationalism. Of course, it will. Make sensation out of anything, you know. And it was absolutely Jesus. It was absolutely nothing at all. You know?
And it comes back to the sort of situation we said before about family. We're around each other 24/7 when we're on the tour, really. Yeah. So. To fall out with someone is not a good idea, is it?
No, like you say, that's what I mean. You're going to have to spend the rest of the week with them, or the next few months with them. You think, oh, well, you know, just forget it now.
Might have a little niggle, but that's gone over a cup of tea or a cup of.
It happens at a family away from that, so it's bound to happen, and especially it can be a hostile environment. We're all there to try and win, and we're all in this one room. So occasionally it's going to boil over, and sometimes it does. But I think we all handle it pretty,
like you say, I think it depends on the person you are. Sometimes, like you say, you know you can give banter to and have a laugh and a joke with, and there's certain people you just don't bother with. And when you've played, whether it's a big match or you've had an incident like that, something's happened, when you kind of get off the stage, what do you tend to go and do? Is it you go and see your family, go out for food, or you maybe go for a few drinks with some of the players? No, I normally just go and try to chase them and strangle them again, but you know, it's... I just saw everybody starts asking you about it and things, and I'm just like, listen, it's happened now, and what will be, will be. So I just try to forget about it then and wait till like the following day and try to sort it out then.
Take your head away from the situation, maybe go back, play on your PlayStation, chill out in your room, go for a meal with the family. Just take you away from that situation, and then the next day it's all forgot about anyway.
Brilliant question for you, AD. What did you do to celebrate your 2 world titles? When you got off the stage, what did you go and do? Was it spend some time with family?
Yeah, we went back to the hotel. I think I had a pint of cider, I think it was, and then I went to bed. I was absolutely knackered. No. But yeah, and then that's it really. We had a little after party. What do you want to do an after party? Like a little party what we had for when I got home. A few buffets. I call it my wife always does the buffet, so it's always like for birthdays, everybody's birthday. Obviously, we're a big family.
So I just imagine after the final, something you, Steve, when you've done yours, you must be mentally trained.
It does, you're not physically trained.
All that, mentally.
It takes an awful lot out of you. And the last thing you want to do is go partying. You literally, you've put your whole life on the line to win the title, and you're so drained. All you want to do, get back to the room, chill out with the family. I think when I won the World Championships, on the BDO side, I went back to the room and I watched the game over again. With family around me, and it was just totally chilled. And I always listened to music. I didn't even have the commentary on. I just had music on, and we had the darts on the telly, and just chilled with the family watching it.
Very good.
You're quite a student of the game, though, aren't you?
Yeah. So even if I'm not playing in tournaments like the Premier League or the World Series, I'll always study and watch. And these players who are playing in this are my enemies. I need to do my homework on seeing what sort of the way they play, and see if I can pick up tips myself. I'm still learning. I've been playing for over 20 years, and I'm still learning the game. So. You
always learn, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Strangest thing about darts, you always learn something.
You pick up different bits, don't you? People's finishing.
It's true,
That's all for this episode. As always, make sure you are following all the AK Bet social accounts, and we'll speak to you soon.